All right, it's time to hit social media for cash tags. For that, we bring in Andy Swan, co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Good morning, Andy.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Hey, we're talking ULTA Beauty. ULTA is a ticker symbol ahead of earnings. What are you guys seeing at LikeFolio with your data on this company?
Well, you know, it's been 20 years of people asking me my thoughts on beauty products and makeup, and so I consider myself quite a subject matter expert on this.
Nice.
No, we have good data. We have good data on this. This is one of those companies that people tend to talk about a lot when they shop there, and so we have very nicely correlated data. This is people talking about spending their money with ULTA at the stores, online, etc. And so if you look at the green line, that's purchase intent mentions, LikeFolio purchase intent mentions on social media, and the blue line is the stock price. And you can see really highly correlated, and actually what we're seeing right now going into this earnings report is kind of what I would call we're in a little bit of a neutral position, because what we're seeing in our data is pretty well matched up with what we're seeing in the stock price. But the one thing that I would like to bring up is when we look out into Q4 and kind of take a look at how things are going so far. And for this, on the LikeFolio dashboard, we go to our bar charts and look at those quarterly numbers, and we get a nice perspective into Q4, and you can see an enormous spike there on the far right of the chart, and that is Q4, how they're shaping up in the holiday season very well. We're starting to see some real traction from their partnerships with Kylie Jenner, and I believe James Charles is the other YouTube star who's a makeup phenom. And so those two partnerships with those celebrities have really started to pay dividends for ULTA. And so we think there's at least a possibility that ULTA comes in around expectations on earnings, but also could guide significantly higher based on what we're seeing in Q4 early data.
Andy Swan, we need your brain and your data just as well, but that's an amazing spike. And in this earnings season that is showing so heavy for a lot of these retailers, that is a chart right there that you really can't argue with, right? I mean, it is positive.
Yeah, it's very positive. And, you know, from a kind of a trader's perspective, the way I think about it is, look, they're showing early signs of very good progress with partnerships and in a very important holiday season, but it's still early data. And so the possibility that they miss in Q3 or that the stock gets punished along with the market is very real overnight. And so is there an opportunity to look at, you know, some more expensive put options underneath the market that say, look, if this stock gets punished, it's one I don't mind owning long term. And so that's the way I look at things, you know, on ULTA going into this earnings release. Not really playing the release itself, but maybe if an opportunity pops up afterwards, I want to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, selling puts or cash secured puts or put spreads down below the market in a high volatility environment. It's not a bad idea if you want to own those shares, Andy. But for more on social media, let's bring in TD Ameritrade Network's own Jenny Horn. Jenny, we're talking beauty products today.
We are, something I might actually know a little bit more about than you all.
Whoa, hey.
Whoa,
I put makeup on every day.
Whoa.
Yeah, you both look great.
Okay, so what are we seeing on social media?
So social media is really becoming a huge thing for beauty lines. Like he mentioned, there's Kylie Jenner, there's different beauty bloggers that then talk about there's beauty products, and ULTA's really doing a good job of seizing this market, because a lot of these products are available at ULTA, not at Sephora, which is a huge competitor for ULTA. Okay. So that was something I saw pretty much across the board on social media today. But our first tweet says, ULTA starting to stair step higher, watching support for a long trade. So really, what key things are you all watching ahead of earnings?
Well, I look at it this way, because we've heard a lot of recessionary talk in the overall market with the equity market pulling back sharply. And this is one of those economic 101 type of scenarios where beauty products...
Are they recession-proof?
Recession-proof, right? That's what they always say. This is one of those areas where a lot of investors maybe pour into. So maybe that also provides a little bit of support for the stock. I'm not sure. if that's the way that you look at it. But that's a no.
Lip gloss and ramen is what we're buying this
People are
week,
always
right?
buying makeup, right?
All right, you got another tweet for us?
I do. Our next tweet is from George Ansidaris, who says, I just hit diamond status for the first time in Ulta Beauty. I don't know if I should be excited or upset that I've spent this much money. So this was kind of the theme I saw on social media all day. People are super loyal to Ulta and super excited about what they buy. Andy, are you seeing this reflecting in your purchase intent data?
Yeah, it really hits on Jenny. Fantastic job selecting this tweet. It's very indicative of what we're seeing. It is that people are talking about Ulta's rewards program being, very valuable, and that that's really keeping that consumer loyalty very high. And then to your last point, I think was right on as well. Ulta has a much broader range of price points and product available for people, and so if there is a recession, which I'm not really buying into, but if there is some sort of downtick, or if people start spending less, then Ulta's probably going to benefit from that compared to a Sephora, and that's not just what we're hearing, in our office water cooler chatter from the ladies here in the LikeFolio office, but it's also what we're seeing reflected in the social data from consumers on the street. Ulta's got a nice brand, they got a nice beauty bar set up. Ladies like to shop there. They like to be able to have a wide variety of price points that they can select from. And they also love that loyalty program, just like Jenny mentioned.